Hello everyone! I've decided to do a little different format this week, so you'll be getting the news today, Sunday, in lieu of my normal mini Monday analysis. The reason why is because this weekend saw a lot of interesting tidbits, big and little, about Good Omens.
Give me the facts.
No, we don't have an official confirmation of Season 3 renewal yet. The actors are still on strike, and I encourage everyone to go support SAG-AFTRA if you can. I don't want to bury the lead, so let's start with the absolute bomb that one Mr. Neil Gaiman dropped on us Saturday while speaking at Storyfest in Westport, Connecticut. There's a link to the clip down in the description, and thank you so much to my friend Jomaj for bringing this to my attention and sharing the clip on her Tumblr. Please do go check out that link. This is the first, I want to say, official hint of what we might expect in Season 3. The clip starts in the middle of a sentence, so hopefully we'll get more clarity on this if we get to see the entire interview. But essentially he said that these images, which you can go and see for yourself on Amazon X-Ray in the 6th episode extras, were intended to be some sort of nightmare sequence at the end of episode 2. He was forced to cut it for budgetary reasons. He went on to say that now that he's writing Season 3, he really wishes that scene had been included, and I quote, "That scene was the springboard." That the scene would have given, quote, energy and power to everything he's doing. I want to clarify that these images are not new. What's new is the context Neil has put them in, the importance and weight he seems to be giving the scene that this concept art was based on. Is this a nightmare, a vision, the actual future? Was it tied to Jimbriel's prophecy? I have a dozen new questions. I really encourage you to go watch the clip and read the transcript. It sounds to me like he was planning on this being something the fans would be left wondering about between seasons, and that it's really important to the story of Season 3. I've already got a ton of thoughts on what it could mean, but I'm afraid you'll all have to wait on that, although I will say that my very first theory video concerning epic miracles and possible explosions feels more on point to me than ever now. I'm sure the fandom will be going crazy with theories once everyone sees this. I was puzzled that he said it was supposed to go at the end of episode 2 because that episode doesn't have a proper end. I actually went over to Tumblr and asked him if he could confirm he meant episode 2, but who knows if he'll ever answer me. Episode 2 has one of the most beautiful and poignant endings in the entire series, in my opinion. Future me here to say, Neil answered my question. He's fast. You could knock me over with a wing feather right now, but he confirmed that this scene was supposed to go at the end of episode 2, and they reworked it to end the way it does now. I've included the post here and a link to it in the description as well. I shouldn't have assumed he misspoke. He really is so lovely to his fans, taking the time to answer a question like that. But in any case, this is a nice breadcrumb for the starving fans ready to devour any hint at Season 3. And while I have you all here, I wanted to mention that Ineffable Con was also this weekend, and it was a lovely event. I suggest everyone look into it next year. Lots of interesting guests, none of the actors of course, but Peter Anderson of Peter Anderson Studios, who does the title sequence and other special effects in the show, was on a really fantastic panel. He showed us a few more Easter eggs in the title sequence, including that when aziraphale and crowley are dancing in the stars, they create a little planet. He clarified, it's not Earth. Gabriel is hiding in every single scene, so that could be fun to look for. For instance, when you see the goats, he's partly a goat. There's also a goat that's half crow. He said the movies at the cinema change for every episode, so that's something else to go back and take a look at. Apparently Nina's text messages were a challenge to portray, and the way they finally decided to show it on screen, where they're all up on the walls and everywhere, is meant to show how her bad relationship is eating into every aspect of her life. I liked this description. It gave me some ideas for parallels to other things. He also answered a question about those symbols on the screen in heaven. He said those are a language and that they can be decoded. So anyone who loves cryptograms and code breaking, have fun. There you go. He mentioned that there are names on the headstones and on the chairs, if you can look closely enough, that connect to the characters. Sunday morning, cinematographer Gavin Finney was interviewed, and he had some wonderful insights into the technical and artistic aspects of filming and why Good Omens looks so amazing and beautiful. Everything is deliberate, from lighting to color grading, and there are so many details, it's meant to reward repeat viewing. Success on that count. They use a lot of in-camera and practical effects whenever possible. His favorite set was the magic shop, as it was very charming and filled with lots of hidden details. The drawers were full of actual magic tricks and instruction booklets. The ventriloquist dummies all had names and backstories. He talked about using anamorphic lenses for all of the historical minisodes and how they used similar techniques to how the old Technicolor films like Gone with the Wind and The Wizard of Oz were shot, which resulted in a very vibrant feel with a slightly vignetted edge. This gave them a very different feel to the modern day shots. They did plan a 360 camera rotation around the kiss, as if the world were revolving around them for that moment, but the performances were so perfect they decided not to add it in. They didn't want to distract from the performances. The lighting during the kiss is also very intentional. It moves from aziraphale to highlight crowley quite on purpose. Is this God's eye, love? What do you think it means? On Saturday, producer Rob Wilkins gave a fascinating interview. He was a real joy to listen to, just so enthusiastic and such a fan himself. Nothing to share about season 3, as Neil is being very tight-lipped at the moment. Little did he know that half a world away, Neil was dropping a little season 3 hint for us. He mentioned that there are hidden details and Easter eggs in the background of a lot of scenes that fans have yet to find. So that's fun. Time to do another rewatch, just looking at the backgrounds. One of his favorite details is that the copy of Good Omens that Jim starts to read is his own personal copy. He said that the whole world felt different to him pre-kiss and after kiss, and that they took 3 takes to get the kiss filmed, so Neil may have another question to answer since he said on Tumblr that it only took 1. It's okay though, I'm not going to be pedantic about that. He also said it was quite a long kiss, and that what he felt about the look on aziraphale's face right after was, do that again please, right now, but also shock. So I'll be rewatching the kiss another half dozen times with that thought in mind, looking for that on aziraphale's face. How about you? I've seen other social media already blowing up over this comment. The lovely hosts, Bethany and Rachel, were very gracious and had great questions. The last question they asked him, and the last thing I'll leave you with for this video, was what was his favorite thing about Crowley and aziraphale? Just one thing. He said he loved them together. His description was, in a Venn diagram of Crowley and aziraphale, it's just a complete circle. I really look forward to reading your comments and thoughts about all of this. I was very excited by a lot of this news. There were more guests and panels at Ineffable Con that I want to share with you when I get a chance. There was a lot to go over. I literally barely slept this weekend so I could attend as many panels live as possible. So if you have any questions, please leave those in the comments as well. I hope you enjoyed this completely out of the blue video. I'm doing my best to keep up on this sort of thing to share with the fandom. Keep an eye out for my regular Thursday analysis, which will be covering one of the major themes of the entire show in season 1 and 2. I've got a Discord half set up, and I'll be opening that by November 1st to all fans. If you like what I'm doing on this channel, you can join my Patreon in the link down in the description. And as always, thanks for watching.